Bumper to bumper, we love them old cars.
Okay, Wassell, Rusty from Bumper to Bumper, how you going?
Good, thanks.
That's good. Now we're here at the iconic exhibition buildings in Carlton. We're at the Victorian Hot Rod and Cool Ride Show for 2019. Sitting behind us is a 1950 Mercury custom car that might steal the show this year.
Well, it's been about a 2-year build since we
Yeah.
first got our hands on the car. Well, let's say thousands and thousands of hours of what I'd say are the industry's best.
Yeah.
People from all over the world, parts from all over the world, and just a lot of time and a lot of effort. I'd say the biggest effort was made by Andy from Andy's Restorations. They did most of the bodywork and the metal work in the car. Matty from Webster's did all the engine work. It's a 572 Keith Black aluminium Hemi.
Yeah.
Just made a few trips to SEMA and got all the parts like the Pro Charger supercharger and put it all together. It's a lot of people. We could spend all day here talking about.
Oh, I'd love to, mate.
Yeah.
You've customised this car. What are some of the special customised things that you've done to this car?
Okay, well, there's been a 3-inch chop to the roof.
Yep.
To start. Others might assume that that's a DeSoto grille sitting in the middle. What we did, we scanned the whole car in its entirety.
Yeah.
And then did a lot of 3D designing. That then went to a 7-axle billet machine, which custom CNC'd out the teeth through the middle. That's been lengthened and deepened to fit this car perfectly.
Yeah.
Of course, you got the 55 caddy bullets, which were then modified, made longer and hugged into the body to fit the way it does.
Yeah.
On top of that, I suppose every panel on the car's been massaged and rolled to some extent.
Yeah.
The spats on the outside were carried out by Natoli, Coachwork in Sydney.
Right.
He does a lot of work with Andy as well, and he's a real master on the English wheel and the panel beater to get it to where it is. And then I suppose the finishing touch was carried out. A good friend of mine, Charlie Hudden, from which everybody seems to know. He brought his team down from America and they spent a month and a half just perfecting the body.
You're kidding me.
No.
Mate, this is a lot of work in this car.
Yeah. A lot of work, a lot of heart, a lot of sweat, and just some really good people. And then at the end of the build, we had Renault Auto, who he's very good at his 3D CAD design and CNC billet machining, which put all the finishing touches. So you'll see a common theme through the whole car with the logo, the Longhorn Bull, and that's like it's detailed in the headlights, on the steering wheel badge, in the doors. You have to really, the more you look at this car, the more bits and pieces you'll find to show how much detail's really in it. If you look on the outside, it's a 50 sled with a 3-inch chop, but when you really get into it, it's a lot more. If you take it then to the interior, under the hood and under the bonnet, and the ceiling liner has all been scanned so a lot of new technologies come to the way we built this car, not the way you traditionally build a lead sled. So we scanned the underside of all these panels and then we 3D printed out a foam, laid carbon fibre moulds, took the moulds off, clad them in leather, and then we're able to achieve a one-piece design.
It's amazing, mate. I'm surprised that you've gone into so much detail. What has driven you to actually go into so much detail to get this done? And the innovation also with the design of the CAD.
I think it must be a few screws loose. I've always been in cars and worked out, and I've always thought there's better ways to do certain things. Yeah. Again, it's surrounding yourself with the right people and making sure that they got the tools at their disposal to be able to achieve what we do. And they got to have the drive as well. It's not always about the job or the money or how to get there. Everyone wanted to build a supercar. Yep. I set out to build a show car that was as good as I could achieve, and this is probably where I've reached now.
Well, you must be very happy with the outcome of the car.
Mate, I'm over the moon. You know, people say, you built this car to win a show. That's the last thing. It's the last reason we built it. I just wanted to build a car that was the pinnacle of where I think I could get with it.
All right, so when did you finish the car?
It's finished about 3-4 months ago now.
Yeah.
So this car, as well as being a nice show car, it's a car that's been built to be a driver. So the Art Morrison chassis with the air ride suspension, the Curtis speed wheels, everything about this car is that it's driven on the road and is a good driver. It had to be able to handle the power that it pumps out.
All right, so what power is it pumping out?
At this stage, we pumped out 1,800 horsepower on the fly, right? Which was, we didn't want to go too far because we still wanted to maintain the gaskets and all the paint finishes on the block. Okay. You know, we're hoping to hit the 2,000 mark on it, but again, when you hit that kind of horsepower, there's a lot more maintenance to the motor. I want to be able to drive it, so if we leave it around the 1800, I'm happy there.
All right. So have you had this car on the road yet?
We've driven it once,
Once.
just around the block to make sure that it did what it did.
Now, how did you connect up with all these people to actually help you, and especially from people from SEMA?
I think at the end of the day, you're in the scene, and I'm the type of person who'll go up and say hello to someone, and once you start dealing with them, you become a personable type of character that they want to deal with you, and just make a lot of good mates along the way.
Interesting. People that like-minded, and they can see that you're passionate about your car, and know what you're going to build, and know that you're not some Johnny-come-lately, so to speak, and know that you're fair dinkum about what you want to build, and obviously this is the outcome of that.
Oh, look, it definitely makes it easier when people know you've built cars in the past.
Yeah.
They understand the calibre of car that you can pump out. They want to be a part of something that is as good as this has become.
Well, I want to say well done, mate. It's a gorgeous looking car, different as well. Even that front bumper bar is just a killer. It's just a killer.
Yeah, we thought it might be, when we first designed it was about the third or fourth attempt. We thought it might be a bit much when we first put it on the car. We had all different types of designs, like 5 of these 55 caddy bullets that just looked like something out of Alien.
Yeah.
So we toned it down a little bit. It's still definitely the feature of the car, maybe not everyone's taste, but I think because the rest of the car is so stealthy and black and simple, we got away with it, with a bit of gold accents here and there.
Well done, mate. I want to say thank you very much for being on Bumper to Bumper. Enjoy your weekend here on the Australia Day weekend for the Victorian Hot Rod and Cool Ride Show for 2019.